Okay, I'm live. So I like to just tell you guys things as I understand them. I personally am not the most intelligent person that I've ever met, but as I understand these things, I assume that there's people that need to know them too. So I'm just going to tell you what I've learned. Compounding interest is a really interesting concept. It's easy to understand, but it's also kind of complex. So I'm going to try and break it down as simply as possible. So we're going to use an example here. I'm not going to write anything down. I don't prepare these things. I just want to tell you. So here's the idea. I want to let's make a hypothetical situation where you have $10,000 and you invest $10,000 into a simple interest bank account. What that means is this. When you invest $10,000, which is what most people do, into just a bank account, we'll just say it has 5% return on interest. That means that you get paid to have your money sitting there, 5%. So that means that if you invest in a simple interest account, $10,000, you're getting paid $500 annually for just letting your money sit in there. So that's awesome. But think about it this way. If you invest 10K into a simple interest account, you're only getting interest on that principal balance. So that original 10K. So over 3 years, if you think about it, that means that you're getting the first year you get 10,500, the second year you get 10,500, and the third year you get 10,500. So over 3 years, for letting your money sit in that account, you made $1,500. Cool. Now this is how compounding interest works, and this is why compounding interest is so fucking powerful. And can't believe I'm 30 and I just started understanding this, but here's the idea. So simple interest, you basically get the 5% on that initial investment of 10K. Compounding interest works like this. So you have your initial investment of 10K, right? And the first year that you get, you're at the same level as a simple interest. You have 10,500, right? But now the second year, instead of getting interest on that initial principal investment of $10,000 in a compounding interest account, you get 5% on that new balance of $10,500. Okay, that's huge. So what that means is, and then on the third year, you get a 5% interest on whatever that new principal balance is. So think about it this way. In a compounding interest account, you get 5% interest on 10,000 in the first year, then you get 5% interest on 10,500 in the second year, then you get interest on 11,000 25 or whatever the new balance is, 11,075. But it's so much better than a simple interest account, because on a simple interest account, all you do is get 500, 500, 500. So if you compare the two accounts over the span of 3 years, what ends up happening is this. After 3 years in a simple interest account, which is what most of us have, we make $1,500. After 3 years in a compounding interest account, we make $1,575. Now you think, well, fucking $75, what the fuck does that matter? That's not even a lot of money. But wait, think about this. We have it like this, right? They're pretty much equal for the first 3 years. They've made $75. But then extrapolate that across 20 years. Every new year, you are getting 5% on your new balance. So that means that over 20 years, that it's like this. If you were to think about this in terms of a graph, here is simple interest and here's compounding interest. Year one, they're the same. Year two, compounding is a little bit bigger. Year three, compounding is a little bit bigger. Year four, it's a little bit bigger. And then boom, 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 and it skyrockets. And that's a big, I don't know why this isn't just like basic knowledge for all of us, but that's why compounding interest is so goddamn important. That's why you want to figure out how to invest your money in compounding interest accounts. Not because anytime soon you're going to become this like wealthy millionaire. It's because as you just let your money sit there, which I'd say most of us have money that just kind of sits there doing nothing, even if it's small amounts. You want to get the best ROI you can on the money that just sits in your account because inflation is 3.2% annually. And that means that if you just have your money sitting in an account with like a 0.2 interest, that money is losing its purchasing power year by year by year by year. Anyway, so hopefully this was helpful, but this made me realize like, wow, okay, if I'm thinking about this long term, simple interest is the way that is just the most basic thing when you show up to the bank, like, yeah, give me a simple interest account. But if you want to play this a long term and you want your money to start working for you, your money working for you is like a finance thing that people hear all the time, then you need to start looking for compounding interest accounts, because that means that your money every year is exponentially growing. So that's the difference between people that invest like $1,000 when they're 20 years old in some simple interest account and it only grows so much. That same money, if invested in a compounding interest account at 20, 1,000, but it's $1,000 at 20 and it's compounding interest over 20 years, that's going to dwarf the amount of money you've made from your simple interest account. So, okay, that's it. I don't know if that was helpful or not, but cool. End of live stream.